This is Happy Monkey.
This is Happy Monkey.
Happy Monkey. Happy Monkey.
This is Happy Monkey.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, this is Brock Pierce, and I'm here with the Happy Monkey. Just wrapped up the show. So grateful for the opportunity to message you. This is a great tribe doing good work, bringing healing to the people, and doing it with joy, as I like to just say, with bliss, and I'm so grateful to be able to connect with you. Check us out. Enjoy the magazine. Thank you, and God bless. Pow, pow, pow.
What's going on, everybody? This week, the podcast has a sponsor, ArdentCannabis.com. They're known for the Ardent Nova, which is a decarber, but now they have a new Ardent where they decarb and infuse in the same device. So if you use our code MONKEY, MUNKEY, when you're checking out, you get $30 off your purchase. So please go on and check them out. They got a bunch of other devices. Hey, you might get lucky and find something that'll help you cook in your kitchen.
Yes. Today, everybody, on the motherfucking Happy Monkey Podcast, we got a very special guest. We got a guest, everybody. Actually, this is a New York staple. Why? Because this is a part of hip hop culture that people kind of forget about and you don't talk about much. And we haven't had a guest that actually talks about this part of hip hop, which is graffiti, everybody. You know what I mean? And we got a real guy who's a real New Yorker, real uptown from my neighborhoods that I just found out. So this shit feel good. It feel like home. You know what I mean? You want to give him more details?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman and his crew set off a revolution that went into so many different things, like Ramon said, from hip hop to fashion to art.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It just transcended and it became a global thing. Our brother from another mother, Mike171, baby, in the building.
Right.
Yeah, so please reintroduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are, my friend. Let them know.
Yeah,
where to find you, everything.
What's up, family? Everybody, thanks for this privilege of being here, man. I'm Mike171. They know me as White Mike, the motorbike, eating chicken light with every bite uptown. Money maker, downtown heartbreaker, bro. City with no pretty, so nice I had to name it twice. New York. And if you fuck with me, you will see how much trouble I can be with my 38 and 45. But they my spray cans. That's how I express myself. Mike171.
Mike171.
So you would love, yo. What's up?
Nah, thank you, man. It's an honor and a pleasure to have triple OG like yourself, man.
Old school, bro.
Yeah, because we've had rappers, we've had break dancers, we've had b-boys, right. And now we got a real New York legend. And like when I say New York legend, I don't want to throw that word just around because you've been doing graffiti since the beginning, and you're not on like social media, so it's not like this is not like something that you faking. This is not a clout thing.
This is not a clout thing.
This is your life. You got your crew, wall riders. Like this is what y'all do, right?
This is us, man. We just represent, man. We were the ones that went out, wrote our names. Because you gotta look at the times back in '68, the summer of '68 when we started. Mm-hmm. You got Vietnam going on.
That's around the time of Son of Sam and all that too, right?
Well, he came on later on, but what happened in '68? You got
68.
They killed Martin Luther King in April, right? Then they killed Bobby Kennedy. He was running for president. My pops died in '68. So I'm 12 years old, white boy up in Washington Heights. The Dominicans already started coming in. Mm-hmm. Blacks over on Amsterdam Avenue in Harlem. White people are going up to the suburbs. Mom's got 3 kids, nowhere to go. So we got to dig in and say, hey, this is where we born and raised. We got to stay here and fight, man, for our shit. So this is where the graffiti came in. Steve and I, we went out that summer. We started seeing Tacky 183 and Julio 204 around the neighborhood. But there was also writing on the walls that Irish were coming in because they were doing revolution up in Ireland with Belfast in England. So the Irish guys were writing, England, get out of Ireland, and then making little guys like a boot kicking the soldier out the country. So I'm saying, like, all this shit writing on the wall. So I said, I'm Mike. I live on 171st. Fuck it, Mike171. And Steve did the same, SJK171.
Shout out to Steve in the building. Another triple OG.
Yes, sir.
You know, so Steve and I, we've been having our back since we 2 years old in the sandbox in PS 128 on 169th and Audubon in the playground, you know what I mean? So we're looking out for each other from then to today. Here we still are, bro. That's true word gangster kids that are down for life, bro. You know, me, him, Jose, we still the crew, Henry161. We've been carrying each other. You know, when we go to jail or we in and out, we helping each other. You know, you come out, here's some money, here's this, let's get on our feet, let's go do our thing. And that's the true shit. You know, money don't mean thing, it's just a paper. True loyalty is from the heart as a crew, and that's what we're showing. That's what we're showing the world. Who we are, we still here, you know. This ain't no game, this is about life, bro. This real deal shit, you know.
Now let's talk about your shirt and your book that we have up front there. Break down about the War Riders. It says, why the innocence.
Yeah, it's
Graffiti
graffiti
and
and
its
its innocence.
Graffiti and its innocence. So break
Why
down
call it graffiti and its innocence,
the
right?
thought process and what were you trying to accomplish
So-
and the message you were trying to send.
Right, so like on that question, the way it came out, when they interviewed Steve and I for the book and stuff, so I made that comment. I said, once the dollar bill was introduced to the graffiti, because like from 68 to 72, 73, we took it to the streets. We just bombed the city, subways, the whole shit. So we ran out of control.
It was all like love and passion at that time.
So
though.
this guy from college, City College up on 138th Street in
City
Amsterdam,
College.
right? Hugo Martinez, 22 years old, junior in school, sociology, tells his professor, yo, I can get these guys off the streets if you give them a workshop and we can transform it from the trains to canvas. So they call us up there, we get up there, they get us in the room, it's all got brown paper, and hundreds of cans and markers and no cops, and we said, oh shit, it's like heaven. So everybody just started tagging. So next day in the New York Times, they got Jose sitting there with all our names there, and we formed United Graffiti Artists. We were the first legal crew to get this shit together. And from there, the guy took us to galleries that we did down here in Soho, and then we did Joffrey Ballet. We're on Broadway doing shows. We're 3,000 people in the Civic Center in black gowns and tuxedos. People are doing ballet and doing Beach Boy music, and we're in the background, 3 scrolls doing spray paint, you know, and we're getting paid for this shit, and people are standing ovation for us. So we said, damn, it comes out in New York Magazine, so now like we're celebrities, like Andy Warhol and all this shit. So the deal is, how did the name come across? It's once that dollar bill was changed for the canvas, it went public, it went commercial, you know what I mean? So it took the purity and innocence out of the youth, the kids, the innocence of us. You know, that all the shit we were going through. You know, you got, like I said, Vietnam going on, police brutality, police corruption in government at the highest with Nixon. You got, you know, we just surviving with gangs and drugs and shit. So we went underground and started a whole new culture. This is where the graffiti came in. There was no black, white, Spanish shit going down. It was like, what color you got? Red, green, blue, and we just tagging our names. And that's how we were the pioneers. We planted the seed. You know, we made a path so others could follow. And here we are over 50 years later. I'm traveling the world, showing the book, the movie, discussing graffiti in its beginnings. We're the pioneers. We're the guys who started this shit. It's like, you know, the pilgrims coming over here and getting the path and saying, hey, we're going to settle down here. And that's what we did. We went to Washington Heights. That's where we're born, raised, and we're going to die, bro. So we were here representing with you guys. Your guys' history is from the Heights. Your parents came here from Dominican Republic to Washington Heights. And we probably knew each other. So we put out the welcome carpet for y'all, and we just exchanged our cultures. We went like a big sancocho, bro. You know? Put all that love and shit in there, whatever you got. You got potatoes, I got carrots. You got some meat? Let's go. Let's mix it up. Got a bowl. Yo, boom. We breaking bread, and we became family. So it's whites and Dominicans. Yo, that's how we did it up there. Now you got all these implant white people coming in from Iowa and Nebraska and shit. They kick everybody out the hood, and then they go, you know, raise the rents.
This is what we like to do here, Mike. We like to shine light on real New
York
York culture, shit that just came, born and bred New
That's
York.
it, you know?
You know what I mean? Like your book. So what years does your book take place from? Like what years?
So it shows us from my first tag in 1968 on the corner of 169th Street and Jamel Avenue off of Amsterdam by Highbridge Pool. You know, the park, that's the pool was our bathtub. That's where we go wash up and shit, you know, that's where everyone went up there. And that's where we took some, I went to my mom's house, got white shoe polish, because back then we had Keds and PF Flyers and the Converses, and you had the white shoe polish to fix them up. So we took that and wrote our names on it. So Steve took a picture, and it's in the book. So that's our first tag, the summer '68.
So that's crazy. You guys actually like got to document all these years of like, all
It's
this
crazy,
graffiti
man.
and shit
So,
like that.
thank God Steve's father had a photo studio across the street from FIT down on 27th and 8th
And
in Manhattan.
that's
And he
crazy.
said, here's a camera, go out there and take pictures. So we would bomb shit. You
There
go
you
down
go.
to the
You
tunnel,
guys,
Steve just
you guys
recorded.
had content. You guys were content creators back then. That's
So
crazy.
we knew, because the deal was Steve's father being Greek, he came from Greece, and he built up his studio and shit, and he had his contacts, you know what I mean? So like when Eisenhower was running for president and Kennedy, he had his press pass, so he was right up front, He was in the military in Greece, and he did 5 years as a police officer in Greece. So when he got him here, he knew the deal. He wasn't scared.
He was moving,
So he said, fuck that. And because when my father died, he took me and Steve by our ears and threw us in the dark room like this and said, learn how to develop pictures. This is what you're going to do. You got to make money. And that's how we did shit. So, we were pushed in that thing, and Steve always had a camera. We had the 110-inch Stematics with the little flash bulbs on this shit. And he just kept this shit. Thank God he preserved all that shit.
Oh, my man Ralph is loving this.
This is real. This is true shit. So
shit.
Steve's here. I'm not bullshitting, because he knows his eyes are lighting up, saying, "Damn, we could remember it like yesterday. We taking the train from 168 down to 34th, and then walking over to the studio and shit, and then we started doing double exposure, like I showed you in the book. St. John's Church, 110th Street, and then we took my name, Mike171, off my wall on my building. Steve put them together, and it's a whole page in the book. It looked like I bombed the church.
Crazy. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's crazy for some people like me and Ramon, us coming up, me in Hamilton Heights, Harlem, him in Washington Heights, to talk to people that saw the evolution of how it got to when me and him came into the game and when me and him were born. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you ever think, Mike, that something that you guys just did out of love and passion when you said you guys started would go into so many things, like I mentioned earlier, like hip hop,
make a living out
fashion,
of it,
and for it to become a revolution like that?
Well, that's like we said. We went out and tagged our names just to be known, you know what I mean? Because like you said, we had nothing to lose. And we really had nothing to live for anymore. So people, all our peers, they were getting killed, doing 25 to life, going to jail and shit, from the gangs and shit. So every day, tomorrow wasn't promised to nobody. Even today, it's not promised
This
to
is
nobody.
how you leave your mark.
So if I'm going to be here, I'm Mike171, I'm going down in a blaze of glory, and I'm going down as a soldier, a trooper. That's how I am. Yes, back then, that's how I am today, Ain't nothing changed but the date, you know what I'm saying? My socks and my underwear, I just did the wash today before I got here, you know what I'm saying? But the deal is, I'm true to the game. I'm not here bullshit, no game. It's all written down, documented, and I'm telling the truth. While I'm still here, I want to share my story with other people like you guys and the younger people. Life ain't no joke, man. You got to put in the work to get what you want. And know it. All these other wannabes come along and they say, I'm an artist, and they making tens of G's, and their names all over here, and they stepping all over us and dishing us. I'm on Wikipedia, and some low, Okie knocks me off and says, because they don't like what they see. White Mike, only white guy, him and Steve with Dominicans, blah, blah, blah. And they took my shit off. So I said, fuck all that social shit. My shit's true from the heart, bro. I look in your eyes, and I speak from my heart, and that's what my words bond, you know what I mean? So that's why the book is here. I'm going around. I've been to, last year before this thing closed us down, in December, I'm in Paris, Amsterdam, Belgium. I was ready to go to London, then I seen China that they were closing down, so I had to run back to New York, and now here we are locked down, you know what I mean? So we were ready to do a 50th anniversary, 1970, 2020, the history of graffiti. Me and Steve, I was opening doors, laying the shit down, spending my money. We could come here, we're gonna do this, send them. I got the movie in France, they're gonna put it in French, get it, when they put the names under the shit, what do you call that shit?
The subtitles and shit.
You know what I mean? So I was working all this shit, man, on my own dime. And, so now we can't do it. This is like my second interview right now, that I'm talking to people,
So hey, we here to shine the light on that, my brother.
Bro.
That's what we here for.
We want to let the world know who the real deal is, man. Now all these other guys that come along and say, I'm a big graffiti artist, I started this, I'm the first to do that. It's right here. This is the Bible. This is the Holy Grail. The movie, the documentary, Wall Riders, and the book. You want to know history of graffiti? This is what it is. This is 10 years prior to hip hop. I got to share this with you too. We're down in Miami 3 years ago. Art Basel, December. So we got a wall. So here goes 50 Cent. You know, they say, yeah, he got a wall that the other guy couldn't come to do it. You guys want to do it? We say, yeah, we're going to throw it down with our crew from Miami. So we threw up a New York City background with the trains coming this way. Miami threw up their buildings with the beach and palm trees. And we wrote our names on this shit. So we put 50 Cent down on this shit. So he come over, I give him a book, I signed the book, and all 50 photographers taking pictures. So 50 got 300-pound bodyguard, and like, you know, Steve stands inside with Jose. So I signed it, they taking pictures. He said, all right, give me my book. I said, no, Steve and Jose got signed. That's my crew. Nah, come on. So the bodyguard stepped up. I said, put my arm in his chest. I said, yo, big boy, step back. I said, yo, 50, bro, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have what you got today. Right. And he got his drink and his gold thing. He said, true to that, bro. True to that. I said, yo, let the boys sign. So we had to tell him the deal, bro. This is us. You ain't get the book if me, Steve, and Jose ain't down with this shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Shit, yeah.
So then his manager come over, yo, what's up, yo, this our number, yo, anything you need. Yo, I call you, you don't call me back, bro. You know, we want to do the movie now. We got a screenplay ready to do this movie that... And I'm getting a little hyper because of that shit. It's just like yesterday I did that. But we were on a contract that just ran out the end of August with Roger Gassam, who did the book and the documentary. I just talked to him today, that we got a screenplay that we ready to roll with $30 million. So we were under contract. They paying us ready to fly us out to L.A. every time to pick out, to be whatever the way I'm looking for. But anyway, consultants, you know. Okay. Pick out kids from 12, 15, 18, put them in the area of Washington Heights, how we wore, how we dressed, how we used to get our clothes down here at Delancey. We used to get tailor-mades, you know, shark skins, alpacas, playboys, beavers, the cashmeres, you know, whole nine. You know, we real pimps at 15 years old, bro. We rocking this shit with the girls. Then you go up to the schools on Saturday night. You know, you got St. Jude's and Incarnation and all that, and St. Rosa, and they're doing the school dances, and you're doing the grind, the 500, and you're doing your shit to the music, you know what I mean? Cool in the gang and all that shit. So this is how we lived our life. So who was back in the movie was Harvey Weinstein, bro. And then we ready to go roll with this shit, and then he gets caught with the sex shit. That falls apart, man. So that falls apart.
It's over for that dude.
So then I go to Russell Simmons, you know, because Steve, I got a limo business, so we drive a lot of celebrities around with the limo. So I said, Russ, can you do something? Yeah, right. Then he gets caught up with his shit, and he jumps over. He's living on some island on the wherever the fuck he is. So now we got nobody. So I got other people that are looking into it that we got the screenplay. We want to make the movie out of it. You know what I mean?
Listen, Mike, a lot of people watch, you know, the Boulevard and HappyMunkey, man.
Right.
And this is something that, you know, I'm sure not just us, but a lot of the world wants to hear and see of how this culture came about. So I'm sure when things normalize, there's going to be no shortage of people on deck to get involved with that project.
Absolutely.
Now, Mike, I want to ask you, because as you know, I broke down with you what our mission is, really to break down like the New York cannabis culture and how we do things here. So I want to know, how was the cannabis culture in the era when you told us you were doing this at the beginning, and how did cannabis help during those times and the creativeness and all that? What role did we play doing all of this in that era?
Well, can we just take it back to the first time you smoked weed first?
Yeah. Well,
how about that?
Before we even did that shit, you know, we drinking, but what was going on? We were doing Cabona. Cabona, we used to get and put it on the rag, so you walk around doing that, or sniffing glue. You get Prince glue, 15-cent glue for the models. You get 2 No. 3 brown bags, you roll them up, put the glue in it, you start sniffing, and you get a buzz, you know? So we're doing that because we following the older guys. You got to see, back then, we had like 4 generations on our block on 171st, because we had Highbridge. And so you had everyone from Amsterdam to Fort Washington. So everybody in between came to our block like the Mecca, bro. That was it. So you had the guys, you had Frankie Lyman and the teenagers from the Doo-Wops, you know what I mean? You had live across the street, Earl's father, Steve, Earl Campbell, right? Earl Williams, right? So he sang Charlie Brown. You know, Charlie Brown's a clown. They called me Mr. Earl. He was with the Cadillacs and the other guys, you know? So we had the Doo-Wops in our shit. In our blocks, you know what I mean? So we're young and we're watching these guys. So Earl and these guys are smoking weed.
Doo-Wop was like the celebrities in the 60s.
Yeah,
Doo-Wop was no, like a cappella, no instruments. They just in the hallways and in the backyards and basements, doo-wah, and on the roof and shit, in the still of the night, all that shit, under the boardwalk. So that's how we grew up, man. Everything was grinding and everything was just like, damn, this is like heaven, bro. You know what I mean? Because you have black, white, Spanish. Everybody was like just in the mix, So that's how we grew up. So the weed was around then. So let's say about 10, 11 years old, that's when we would get a hit. All the guys were smoking. Yo, you want some of this? So
what was it? Was it joints? What
joints.
Was
it was just joints. They were getting trays and nickel bags.
What kind of weed was it? Was that brick Mexican weed, the jaraca?
Yeah, it was the green shit that, they came up like that. But then later on, in the early 70s, that's when you started getting all the good shit. Acapulco Gold, Panama Red.
Break it down because we never got to see none of that stuff, and we just hear stories about it. So break down what was so special about the Acapulco Gold, Panama Red. What was the features on it?
You had headache weed, you know what I mean? Because you could buy a joint that has 6 seeds and 4 twigs. You know what I mean? So now you got headache, and it's just blowing up like 4th of July sparkle in your face. Pop, and your eyeball get burnt up and shit. What the fuck was that? But then you had that green shit, from Mexico. But then when the Colombian stuff came in, you started mellowing out and everything, and, you could jam nice with your girls and shit, music. So that's how it was, man. But then, like my brother's crew, they all went to Vietnam. The older guys in late 60s, 70s. So when they came back from Nam, they were out west. They would come back with California shit, the shit that they get up from the Acapulco Gold they brought in, the Panama Red, the Thai stick, $20 stick.
What was the Thai stick? Break that down, the real deal.
Thai stick came over from there, but it was like a sticky type weed, that you had to break it up and it would stick to your stuff like that, man. And, it was just... that thing, like the hallucinations were there, you know what I mean? And at that time, you would bug, bro. People don't understand. You smoke weed, I feel good. You would see colors, you would move your hands and shit like when we used to drop acid down at the fountain in the early 70s. We dropping acid down there and shit and smoke weed and then you saw all the cultures.
What's the fountain, my
Fountain, 72nd Street. Everybody know that shit. Central Park. If you weren't there on Sunday, you weren't nowhere, bro. Man, that place was packed. I was just there this Sunday. I took my granddaughter, 16-month-old granddaughter down there. And we went down, and all I did was like a flashback came. I told my family, I'm back here with my big blonde afro. We used to have the Playboys, marshmallows and shit, and hanging out, and people on the conga,
conga.
With the cologne, El Fania, all that shit. Hector Lavoie shit. You know what I mean? So we were down with all the culture.
It was crazy like that era. You just mentioned in those 10, 20 years, hip-hop, doo-wop, salsa, all of that being born music, in that era.
Everything, everybody was united, bro. You know what I mean? There was no big U's or little I's and shit. A big I and little U's, it's a we thing. Nothing about me. We turned that M into a W and let's go do this, let's go do that. Bye, bro, Obama, let's go, let's do this shit, And that's how it was. That was true to the game. That's what I'm saying about how crews, like how me and Steve are, there's like 10 of us like that, bro. And we carry on that tradition that we don't lie for nothing. We from the heart, you know what I mean? Like, you need something, I'm there for you, you know what I mean? And that's how people don't understand that shit. They all about self-preservation, getting over, let me use you and get over on you and get your shit before I can step off. Go ahead, bro. But you know what? You climb that ladder, you got to come back down. When you come back down, that's when you see us. And this is what's happening with the world now, especially in New York. All these white folk, I goof white folks because, they call me White Mike because, I'm like a chameleon. When I'm with the blacks and the brothers growing up, yo, White Mike, what's up, brother? Yeah, power to the people. Yo, what's up? And then I'm with the Dominicans, oye, brother, Mike, ¿cómo está? Yo, what's up, bro? So that's how it was, So I would always be like the snake, like Snake One say,
That's how we always say, me and Ramon, that New York is like a religion because it doesn't matter what color, religion, or whatever. It's like there's a patriotism here in New York where everybody feels bonded at some capacity, especially people from the culture.
So you see how it's going now. Everybody's like, on our block, we got like 5, 6 apartments empty, you know what I mean? Because people just moved back to Iowa and Nebraska because they couldn't live this shit, you know what I mean? So now, my landlord's crying, Mike, I got 3 empty apartments. I said, I got my crews in here. Nah, I need people at work. I said, man, what do you think, man? We put money in your pocket, don't worry about it.
So Mike, what do you think after, things went a little more mainstream was like a big pinnacle of you doing a piece or you doing something that you never thought graffiti would take you to, like a big highlight?
We got out of the game. In 74, I went off to the service because, gangs were real bad. There was a few homicides.
You got to the Army?
I joined the Marines with Jose in 73. And what happened, Stitch 1 took my birth certificate and changed from 1956 to 1955. So me and Jose signed up on the buddy system. We signed up, Marines said, okay, you got to report here to Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn, get shipped down to Camp Lejeune. Not Lejeune, where they got the shit down there. They got the boot camp and shit, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So what happens is we're over there, ready to get on the bus, and two Marines come over and grab me by my neck and pull me out and say, yo, you gotta come with us. So we get me in there. Jose said, what's up? I said, go ahead, I got this. Jose gets on the bus, they get me in the room. They said, you're only 16, bro, you can't come in. Because I had my mother saying I'm 17, And what happened, I forged my birth certificate. I got kicked out of G-Dubs. For citing a riot.
By the way, me and Ramon went to G-Dubs.
Yeah. So what's funny, I went to Bishop Dubois, right? I went to Bishop Dubois there on 152nd, Amsterdam, Catholic school, you know what I mean? So I'm there, it's 10th grade, and some shit happened on my block. They caught a body. I had to run to Canada for 4 months, and I come back like November. I go to school, and the principal said, you can't come here. Cops are looking for you. We can't have murderers in this school. So whatever. I ain't do shit, So I go to G-Dubs. I go up there, 73. I'm there chilling. I'm having lunch on the table. Black guys come up to me and say, yo, you can't sit there. It's our table. I said, what you talking about, man? I don't eat much shit, So PDO comes, Dominican, the president of the Galaxies. He said, yo, why you bothering my friend for, man? And I said, what? So a big riot goes off. They start fighting and shit. I'm eating. These motherfuckers throwing down in the lunchroom in G-Dubs.
G-Dubs.
Yeah, they get me outside the school people and say, come in here, you got to throw you out. You inside of the riot and shit. So I got kicked out of Catholic school for this, and I got kicked out of G-Dubs for that. I'm 17, I'm 16, and I said, I got to get out of here during the service. So that's when me and Jose tried to get in there. He goes, I stay with my mom's in the store on Dykeman. We start
Dykeman.
On Dykeman, my mom's and the lady had a bodega up there, right?
Bodega.
Off of Nagel, Dykeman and Nagel. So we go up there. At 17, the Navy said, the Marines said, you got to wait a year. The Navy said, we'll take you. So I turned 17. I went in. After Steve's birthday was May 17th, I went in on the 21st. So I said, let me party with you before I go. And at 17, I went in, and, Vietnam was going on, all that shit. I went overseas, come back. I got the A train and D train on my arms from shooting heroin and shit. I come back, I'm all fucked up, you know what I mean? So Steve and them helped me get clean, and then we just took off from there, I started dealing and being like a doorman with the Dominican drug dealers, doing all that shit. I made my shit there. So, but I was always in the street hustling, selling the weed and whatnot. Right. Like you're going back to the weed. We were getting pounds. We were getting 25, 50 pounds at a time.
What kind of pounds?
What? We were getting them. We were getting from. Like the Dominicans were getting the shit in for us, and we buying it cheap.
What kind of weed was it?
It was a Colombian. They call it Colombian weed. So so we got that shit, and then we were making the malta. Like I said, we got the little jacks, and they put the shit in there, and you compress it, and it looked like these cylinders that you grind your weed with, and it come out like a block. You need a hammer to break that shit, and then from there.
Tabla?
Yeah.
That was the first version of the tabla.
Yo, so I mean, this is a different shit, and it was like a blackish, it looked like an African type weed. Remember they had this, Steve? Right? So this is this shit that we had. So now, especially my brother, he being a hippie, he went to out west when Henry Nunes came in back from Vietnam in the 70s. That they were out west and they brought all the shit in. So they brought different types. So when we were selling our weeds in the house, we had Acapulco Gold, we had Panama Red. So people had choices. You just didn't come here and get that. We had like a display. We had a hippie house with black lights like this, with all posters, and nets and whatnot and shit. And we have shotguns and guns around and shit. But people came up just to hang out and bought this shit. That's how we did it.
Oh, you had a whole dispensary, bro. What you mean?
Yeah, it's funny. That's
crazy.
before. And then High Times come out like in 73. So we got the closet with aluminum
High
in
Times
there.
came out in 73?
Yeah, around there, you know what I mean? So we learned how to grow weed, bro. You know what I mean? So we got the aluminum there with the lights, and we're growing our weeds, and we're using that chunks to cut the shit up and mix it with the shit with the $200-300 worth of pounds that we got. Yo, so we was like just going crazy like that. That lasted a few years, and then everyone went their own way and shit. People started getting families, this and that, and I'm in the street. And what's funny, my sister, she's 4 years younger than me, so the guys that went to school with her in G-Dubs, the Dominicans, the second generation of graffiti guys, they say, yo, Mike, I say, look out for my sister. And they say, yeah. So, I gave them, you got weed, Mike? Yeah, all right. Here's like 30 joints. Sell 25, keep 5 for yourself, and just smoke 5 over here. Here's a bag for you, So I had like 5, 10 guys, and they get more guys. So I was getting money in like that. I was just selling half ounces and quarter pounds and shit, and these guys
New York hustle. New York hustle. You make a hustle out the hustle.
No father. Moms are scrubbing people's floors to pay the rent and put food on the table, bro. And that shit broke my heart. And I said, I can't go down like that, bro. You know what I mean? So we got to take care. So Steve stepped up. He's the oldest of 4. His father stepped off. I had 3 in my family. I said, I got to go out there. And that's how we just bonded, bro.
Made moves.
And we survived. It's called survival of the fittest. People don't understand that shit. They label you, you a drug addict, you a drug dealer, you did this and that. Yeah, we had to eat, man. I was born and raised Catholic, altar boy, doing all that shit, praying to God. How a guy going to make me suffer like this, man? You know what I mean? Let me go out here and do mine. And that's what I've been doing all my life, man.
So when did the graffiti come back into your life? Like you felt like, yo, it's time to shine the light on this.
All right, say around the 90s, Steve and I started seeing like Snake One and Tracy 168 and these guys, and they're doing shows and shit, So we started popping up, showing our face, because we caused a lot of damage, you know what I mean? We had that United Graffiti Artists thing I talked about, that when we were doing the shows and that guy, Hugo was selling the paintings, he's pocketing the money, and then, we went to visit him one day with Henry 161, and he went upside his head, cracked his head open and shit, and it broke up the UGA, you know what I mean? That's when it took that's why we say the innocence and purity, they took it out of us. It took the true heart, that we gave our soul, man. We were the foot soldiers. We're the guys that went out as pioneers and went out in the yards and went into the tunnels and tackled this shit. And we opened up, paved the way for all the graffiti artists could come.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen out there, in the 60s and the 70s, to be going down tunnels and train stations and all that, to be throwing up, you had to have, you had to be bold.
You had to have a set of balls, nigga. Let's do
Size of an elephant. I walked around. I walked like this because I had elephant balls swinging back and forth, bro.
You know what I mean? Like you said, it was a 38 and the 4.5, bro. You guys, he was okay. You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers, the subway is a whole different world. If you're not from New York City, I need you to understand that right now, even now in 2020, the subway is a whole different world, a whole different planet.
It's an underground planet.
It's an underground planet. So imagine this, like 40 years ago. Come on.
And by the way, so I want to know something for everybody that doesn't know out there, and Mike can elaborate for us. Back in like the 70s and the 80s, every train was riddled with all graffiti.
6,000 cars.
So break down how did that come about, and what road and what era did you see that really go crazy?
That came like after 75 when I came back out of the service and shit. I only went in for a little stint because what happened, just to get off, I went overseas and shit, and I'm on an aircraft carrier in the Mediterranean for 6 months. So over there we're in Turkey, France, Italy, Greece, all that shit. So we got 72 planes on that. I know I'm going off track, but we got 72 planes on the aircraft carrier. I just turned 18, and we got guys selling bladder acid, So the guys took the shit, and I'm selling them $5 a pop.
What?
You hustling in the middle of the Mediterranean, Mike?
No, but bust the move on this. So the country white boys, you got 4,000 country redneck motherfuckers on the show. You got 1,000 minorities that are Filipinos, black, Spanish, and people from New York. So I'm labeled people from New York, white Mike. So you know what I'm saying?
That's a whole different category everywhere.
So me and the guys, Hector's from Queens. Bland is from fucking 130th, 5th Street and 7th Avenue. So we get together, we got the ass, and we selling this shit. The rednecks are taking the shit like candy. They drop the shit in the coffee of the fucking pilots. So they're doing their briefing, the takeoff. As they're taking the planes off, these guys are tripping and hallucinating. So they got to send chasers up to get the planes down, bring them on. Long story short, 60, 70 guys end up in sick bay. Everyone says a white Mike from New York. Car guys with guns, boom, boom, boom.
Corrupted the whole
throwing them up
aircraft.
Put me in the hole in the brig, and they're charging me 4 counts conspiracy against the government, mutiny on the ship, espionage, blah, blah, blah. I'm 18 years old. Where the fuck did this come from, bro?
Yeah.
So I'm charged with this shit. I'm living under there. These guys waking me up. You got sleep at attention. 4 o'clock, wake you up. Here's a loaf of bread and some water. You're getting bread and water for 3 days, this, and that. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? So it's right before 1976 where we're coming in for Operation Sail. So they come in, they had no evidence, they had no witnesses. So what happened? You got no case, right? All you guys hearsay. Rednecks that don't like me, yeah, White Mike, that guy, yeah. Fuck you and your mother, you know what I mean? So the deal is, they said, listen, we're coming into New York in 76 or 75. We're offering like 200 guys. You guys have all been in trouble. We're going to offer you general under honorable conditions. You get out, you just can't come back to service. Here, you discharge good, goodbye. That's all right, fine, you know? So like over there, I was popping, you know, heroin and shit. So like I said, I come out with the A train and D train on my fucking arms, you know, and it took me like a month to recover. Steve and Jose and Danny put me up in this crib. You know, they just got me cold turkey, and I kicked the shit. You know, so I've been clean 33 years.
You were smoking? Were you smoking throughout that time?
No, I was still using. Yeah, I was smoking the weeds and shit. But
Did
I got
that help
clean.
you a little bit?
Yeah, I got my ribs out of hock and shit. You know what I mean? 3 hots in the car. I went to the veterans shit. They go in and out. And in '87, I got clean and I stopped. I was clean 33 years. Then I got injured on the job. Doctor said, you know, you could smoke some weed and shit. And get, I get you the card and whatnot, and you get that shit. So I did a little bit of this, and here I am. I'm still hurting. So, happy monkeys make me a happy guy again. You know, so this is where I'm at. I'm here to do this commercial. Yes, if you're hurting and you're in pain and life's been treating you down, try some Happy Monkey, bro. You be smiling once again. Be climbing trees in Washington Heights with me, bro. All right. So that's where I'm at, bro.
Nah, man, we really honored to have you here, man. I'm enjoying this a lot.
Nah, but I could kick stories left and right, man. But you guys are picking my brain, and I'm just throwing everything out, my whole lifestyle.
That's
I'll be 64.
What we want, man. That's what we want.
I'll be 64 next week, bro. September 8th.
Shit.
You know what I mean? So I'm ready to go out to Denver, bro. They got a big graffiti thing out there. You know, I want to go hiking up there and see what's up.
What's going on in Denver? What's the name of the graffiti thing?
That's called Crush Walls. So what happened?
Walls.
So, they were bringing, when they had a budget, they had almost an $800,000 budget. They were bringing in guys like Shepard Ferry, paying them $80,000 to do a wall, a mural up there and shit, bringing this crew. They get me and Steve here, and they just buy us lunch and shit, Yeah. So I said, but, we're going out there to chill, and we're going to see what's up. It's the first time we're being out of New York since this pandemic happened, you know what I mean? So I want to go out in the country and relax a little bit.
Yeah,
just get healthy and clean my mind and get back on track.
Have you seen any of the new up-and-coming graffiti dudes that you like and you feel in their style that you've seen, like, as of recent, like, last 10, 20 years that, that you like, damn, like, you know what I mean? They remind me of young me that they really doing their thing.
Well, I see, for us, we were like the pioneers, so we seen shit. So we have pristine, clean cards, so we were the first ones to tag them. After like 74, 75, people started, you had 2-3 layers of names on the top. So it got all sloppy from like 75 to 84, when they started just cleaning the trains up. So you didn't know who was what, and the different styles guys had. But, like Phase 2, he's the original. He came in after us. He acknowledges it in his books and whatnot that Washington Heights, the Broadway boys, we were the first ones really to start.
Broadway boys.
So the guys, could we on 45th to 137 with the layups underneath where you guys lived upstairs, they laid the trains. And we lived uptown, 168, you go 2 stops, get out, walk down the stairs, and you got 8, 10 cars there, and like sleeping whales, and we just tagging them up there, Or you go up to 207th Street, the Ghost Yard. We were the first ones to go in there. Steve recruited this new guy that was a classmate named Frank 207, who lived on 207th and Post, right across the street from the train yards. His father, his friend worked there as a conductor with shit. So, we see them over there, and then we say, oh shit, we follow the wall. It gets to the river, the East River, right before the bridge. And we just, we checked it out, say, let's come here at night. And so me, Steve, Jose, we're like recon Marines. We just went there, we're 14, 13 years old, whatever, in 71, whatever, and boom. We just hit the ghost yards. And we call it that because they used to have night watchmen with the lanterns, and they'd be walking back. All you saw was the light go back and forth. So we said, "Oh shit!" So
Fuck,
you know,
a lantern. That's old for 1970, bro.
That's ancient history shit. You know,
history
people can't even say that shit. You know, so that's the kind of security they had.
Yeah.
So we would crawl under the trains, and then you know you would hear a train start up. You know, like 2 a.m, and we'd be all fired up from drinking or tripping on ass or taking downs or pills, whatever the fuck we were high on, and we just. You know, we had milk crates. There were no backpacks and shit like you got your cans. You know, we were walking with a wooden case, bro. You know, get down, boom, boom, and all you hear was rattling. Hey, and the guy, who's there? Who's there? So we don't
big ass spray cans.
And then, you know, we inside them later on, like Stitch. He would give us the key, and we had keys to start up the trains or to open up the gates to go into the train station, you know. And so we always had shit, bro. You could open up the seat and put the level, and they would open up the doors. So we knew all the tricks of the train, bro. Yo, we were like, you know, motormen back then. So
Navy SEAL graffiti dudes.
You know, so that's why we call it the ghost yards, because we were being chased. And the main thing, we never got caught, bro. Me and Steve, you know, we like angels with dirty faces, bro. You know what I mean? And we have 3, 4 fucking layers. That's why I say you got to watch the documentary movie Wall Riders. Where they find it? They find it on iTunes. You can rent it for $5 or buy it. Be nice and buy it for $15. You know what I mean?
When did it drop? The documentary.
Well, we dropped it. We shot it in 2009. But what happened? We edited it 3 times. Jose was lost. We lost our partner, Jack Star. We couldn't find him. We found him out in Arizona. They're ready to put it out in 2016. We fly him up from Florida to New York on 207th Street, and we shot him there. You know, they videotaped him, and we got that put into the book and the film with us. So it dropped in January 19th of 2016 in Chicago. So me and Steve went up to Chicago to meet Roger, and 350 seats were sold out, another 100 people outside in 0-degree weather. Shit. Right? So we over there, and we're talking after the movie. People saying, well, the manager says 10:30, you guys got to get out of here. But we go outside, you see the 100 people there, and people just wanted to see me and Steve, bro. And these 4 guys came up to us. They were like the last of the crew. Said, yo, we drove 10 hours from Nebraska just to get up here to see you guys.
Holy shit.
Can you sign my shirt or something? I said, come here, man. You got a book or something? And we started talking to these guys. So this is where we felt that impact on us. Hey, man, we're fucking celebrities, bro. You know, that we got to give back to people. We can't just shun people off like, yo, yeah, fuck you. You know, these are people that came up 10 hours, bro, and stand out there for hours in 0-degree weather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how we've been ever since, man. We just, yo, what's up, man? You know, talking to people. I took my daughter with me to London, and I did the same shit. 400 people in the studio. I mean, in the movie theater. And afterwards, we up there till 12 at night. They hitting the lights to go outside. We go outside. The big crowd there. You know, want my autograph and shit. And my daughter's taking pictures of me from the side. And the guy comes up there. That's your father? He's a fucking rock star. You know.
Right.
So my daughter felt the impact. Said, damn, bro. You know, Steve and Mike, my dad. You know, they can go somewhere with this. And the thing is, we never had fucking put a foot forward to promote our shit. You know, we just chilling with you guys right now. And it's time for us. Like I said, I'm going to be 64 next year. I'm not working anymore. This is my new project. Be with you guys. Let's do shit with my book and the movie. Let's do stuff with HappyMunkey.
Now we gonna put you out there, my brother.
Let's do this. Let's show people what the real deal is.
Because what me and Ramon always talk about is that we always want to give people their praise while they're here.
Exactly.
And give them their flowers while they're here. People that really influence the culture. And we want to highlight it for the new generations and the new people to really understand of how all these things came about, you know?
You gotta give back, bro. You know, and that's what Steve and I and Jose and the other crew, that's what we're about. You know, we want to educate the people on it, you know, learn from our mistakes, you know, read the book, see the documentary, talk to us, come out and support us, you know what I mean? Right now, like I said, we got no website, we got nothing up on for sale like these other guys, you know? And that's what's happening. But like we did Beyond the Streets in LA in 2018.
What's that?
What is that? What's Beyond the Streets?
Your nephew.
No, but you gotta break it down for the people.
Oh yeah, because I see him grinning over here. That's why I facts. I'm like,
you gotta break it down for the people that don't know.
because Ralph,
He's a pro, Ralph with the curls. He's a pro.
Ralph popped up when he said, he said, Mike171 from Beyond the Streets. Said, that's the real deal, all right? So I met him, and I'll tell you what the show was about. The show was about the top 150 artists in the world. You know what I mean? From Risk out in California to Ventura, Steve, myself, Snake One, Jack, Hammy161, the original pioneers that started the movement, and Tacky 183, you know what I mean? To all these other top writers and graffiti people. So we had that for 3 months here in New York, in Brooklyn, 25 Kent Street. And what Roger's doing now, since nobody could move around, he's doing the Beyond the Streets virtual art show, December 5th and 6th. But basically it's about all the other top guys that got websites, that got shops that can sell their stuff. They're going to be in it. So we don't have anything. We're not in it. So I said, it's all good because we're starting out fresh, and we got some representation out in L.A. that's going to help us out with some other people. We could brand our stuff. And now I met you guys, and we're here together. So we're
going to ride out.
We're going to, put this together like that sancocho. We're going to start working this shit.
We want to be part of the solution, not the problem, Mike.
Exactly. That's what we're here for.
Now, let me ask you a question, Mike. So we saw that, in our era, we got to see a little bit of the beginning of hip-hop. We saw that at the beginning in the 70s and the 80s, graffiti was like a real big part of that whole evolution of when that first started.
Because all right, so for me, so my knowledge for hip hop is there's 4 parts to it. There's b-boying, there's DJing, there's rapping, and then there's graffiti.
Okay. I'm a little shaky on that because the graffiti came before all the hip hop.
I'm not saying I'm just saying those are the elements that make hip hop, right?
And some people in hip hop, some of the hip hop guys don't feel the graffiti's in it, but they don't know, so they missing out. They missing out on the 110% of the real deal. If you want the recipe, this is the recipe. The ingredients, the first thing is the graffiti. It's the people that started.
So how was it when you saw, when you were already in graffiti, hip-hop didn't exist, then you see hip-hop come out, and then graffiti get intertwined, and so how was that?
Yeah.
Well, before we go that, what's your order? How do you feel like hip-hop started? Graffiti, DJing,
Okay, it's the graffiti, like the book. You turn the page, you see Steve got 2 turntables, so he's DJ SJK, because we saw Kool Herc over in the Bronx, with Curtis' brother Larry that was setting up the speakers for him and said, yo, guys, come over here, check this out. And we went over, 1520 Cedric, and they in the community room, they took it from the community room out into the basketball court, into the yard, and that's where we seen them. And they start playing, and people jam and just dance and shit. So we took, Steve got a couple of turntables with Brian and Eddie and ourselves. Eddie's mother, Eddie Manchester, his mother worked as a recording studio on 47th Street, so they got to know about all this shit. So they learned all this shit, how to mix and whatnot, and go outside of our building on 71st and Audubon, open up the lamp post, and just hook up. And we just started hooking up right there. And we shut the block down, put 2 garbage cans there, no cars come through, and now we got a block party, bro. Until the cops come and chase us up. But, the graffiti, it was the first thing. Then it was the DJing. Then it was the rapping. Like I said, I'm White Mike on a motorbike eating, checking the light. I would do shit like that, So we just start rapping shit. So it was the rapping, the rhyme, the DJing, the rapping, the B-boys. Then they start breaking down.
Right.
And then
that's it. Those are the 4 parts.
That's it. Yeah. So, the graffiti, like I said, with us, we weren't really pulled into it, except like the second. That's when it came to like the second wave of people.
The 70s, like in the 70s.
With Crash and Lee Cazones, Lee and Lady Pink and Fast Fab Freddy. They fell into the right place at the right time, because that's where they got into the hip hop with Blondie, and she brought it in, and Blondie put in her MTV with MTV shit. Rapture,
Rapture.
And so they're in the background doing the DJing, doing this graffiti, you know what I mean? So that's when it started coming in. But we already broke the ice, like I showed you in the book, where the first was to do the galleries.
Shit. New culture shit.
We're on the shit, we over there. So we kind of fell off the map, and the next wave came in. So there's been different waves. So we just stayed in the background and said, listen, we did our hustle, we put families together, I got 2 kids, I'm a grandfather now, Steve got 3 boys. We put our families together, And now it's like, okay, we did enough in life. If I die tonight, I did my thing in life. You know, I'm at peace right now with myself. So everything after this is gravy. So like, you know, we just want to move on now. You know, we want to take this to the next elevation, man, next plateau. You know, so I know I kind of got it off of what I'm saying about the elements of graffiti, or hip hop. But this is what it's about. It's just everybody being yourself, bro. You know what I mean? And like I said, being for real, like I told 50 Cent, you know what I mean? You know, you got all your bodyguards and all this shit. You know, you wouldn't have what you got if it wasn't for us. And this is what these rappers got to know. They got to get back in the community. You got to remember where you come from, bro. You know, just don't make the money and run and all that shit, you know, because, you know, people out right now, we dodging bullets. This is the Wild Wild West, how it was in the late 60s, 70s,
shit is
80s.
changing out here.
This ain't
right
no
now.
joke
This
now, man.
pandemic turning people,
you know,
a little rough.
That comes to my next thing I wanted to ask you, because we was talking to my nigga Ralph, and what we were saying was that like this year we've seen the graffiti renaissance come back, meaning like not being as like cookie cutter, like it can only be here or there. Like
people
it's
are
really like being done more like in that era. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, we've seen that. You know, people are doing. You know, a lot of people see they're artists. We're just writers. I'm not an artist. You know what I mean? I'm Mike171, plain and simple. Throw some colors up, boom. You want to put Howdy Doody or Popeye or some shit up there, put mural faces, you go ahead. You know, you're an artist then, you know what I mean? So a lot of shit with Black Lives Matter now. I got my crew, Menace 2, Teresa and Eric, who just came up to my rooftop. I got my roof where I live with Steve, you know, where our families live. We got our buildings connected. And so we call it rooftop graffiteria. So I got people coming up from around the
graffiteria.
It's no joke, you know. We got people coming from, we got Shiro from Japan. We got people from Amsterdam, from Australia, from Paris. Ken
Ralph,
Kelp, that's up there. And that's why I said you guys got to come and check this shit out. I got the backyard where like Turf City got the trains. I want to put trains in the back. I want to make it a graffiti wonderland for people that come around the world and say, yo, this is what Mac and SJK, the founding fathers of graffiti, this is what they got. And that's what I'm building right now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm off track where I'm going. I'm promoting my shit.
Nah, that's what we want.
But that's what I need to do.
We're here to shine the light
We're
on
talking
you.
about like the Renaissance coming back this year, where so many people feel freely to
people are
bring out
tagging.
more.
Yeah, now they cut the budget on the cops, like they said. So the cops say, look, we're not gonna bother with graffiti now. They said that publicly. So now people are just going out there tagging. You go about that, you know, whatever. You saw how they messed up the buildings downtown, City Hall and all that shit. So, you know,
it's wild now.
It's wild. It's a
The
wild
culture's coming out.
It's coming back. You know, like they say, every 10 years, this shit recycles this shit. You know what I mean? And this is what happens.
Yeah, right now this is a big recycle. This shit is like,
yo, man. You know, like I said, man, it's the survival of the fittest. You know, only strong survive. This is where the true New Yorkers come out. Everyone's running home to mommy and daddy on the farms
to
in
the
Idaho,
Hamptons and, you know, the nice places.
And so you're abandoning shit, you know, and the true New Yorkers like ourselves, we're not going nowhere. We're still here. We stand on our ground, and we're going to rebuild this shit. We're going to go back and help the people in the community and do what we got to do, man. You know what I mean? So if we got to write on the walls and make a statement, you know, Black Lives Matter this, or community, common unity. Break the words down, you know what I mean? It's me and you working together. Same idea for the goodness of all people, bro. For our families, you know, for our mothers and sisters and grandmothers, Abuela, everybody could be safe and, you know, food on the table, no worry about evictions and all that shit. You know, and just live your life, man. Be happy, bro. That's why HappyMunkey's here, bro.
Me and Ramono,
my man got the New York flow.
No, he got the New York flow. He hit y'all with the bars. Y'all think he had the bars. He hit y'all with the bars. So me and Ramon always talk about Mike that for some reason, you know, we ain't been around as long as you, but we noticed that, you know, it's an unfortunate time, everything that's happening with COVID and the procedure, sadly. But what we noticed is whenever there's like, you know, unfortunate things going on and there's a little bit of oppression and there's like, you know, the economy's low, is when all the cultural real stuff comes out. And even from your era, you mentioned that like when things are rough, it's like that's when people get more creative and all these kind of things.
That's when shit get, you know, that's when the community erupts and something new comes out, and even the old whatever, like it's just the essence of whoever's here comes out.
Now, I'm noticing my man's shirt, self-destruction. You know, people out here, you gotta go into it like that because you gotta look inwards, bro. You know, first thing is health. We gotta say health. Before I can move on and accomplish everything for me, my family, and everyone, I gotta take care of myself. So I gotta do social distancing. You know, I lock myself up on my rooftop, from my house to my rooftop, to the basement, to the backyard, and I'm being creative that way. So I'm doing that. That's my foundation. This is my kingdom. This is the fortress I'm building. I'm standing here, right here. I'm on guard with Charlie Brown. If you come into my neighborhood, like I said, I'm still at Old G, 4538. You fuck with me, you will see how much trouble I can be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not calling anybody out, but I'm just saying, don't step on my brand new sneakers. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So that's the real deal. You know what I'm saying? C95, C70, HDM, all that bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm real deal shit here, bro. You want to be locked down? I'll lock you down into the ground, and that's it. So that's how we looking at. Not being all gangster, but being true to ourselves, bro. So with self-destruction, people out here just want to take what you got. They want to be jealous and envy of what you're trying to do. That's why I said, we out here with the movie and the book. We're going to try to promote this. Like I said, I was going overseas because the people over here were just like, fuck that. They weren't giving our play. But overseas, they had their arms wide open. So you know what? I'm coming back home in New York, in Washington Heights, to show them what 50 years of graffiti has done for us. You know what I mean? And where we're going from here. Where we're going the next 50 years for the next generations. Like we can leave our legacy and say, hey, this is the way we did this shit. You do it right. Do the right thing like Spike Lee says, and right things will happen. You know what I'm saying? That's how we rolling, bro. Ain't no fucking cornbread here that I hit an elephant, and I'm the first to hit Michael Jackson's planes and all that shit. Nah, me and Jack Star were the first ones to hit legal American Eastern Airline planes in Puerto Rico in 1972. You understand? This is how we took the graffiti shit. You know what I'm saying? So believe that shit, bro.
Yo, Mike, it's been like so real. Like, you know what I mean? You took us down like a history of where me and Ramon were born and raised at, and you just filled in so many blanks of like how it was before our families, and you know what I mean, and how, you know, the evolution of the whole New York culture,
the hometown, baby.
So I know you don't know a lot about us, but the little bit that you do know, I'm really interested in your opinion because you know you're so knowledgeable and you've been around the block so many times, right? So we ask everybody that comes on the show, Mike, everything you know about Happy Monkey, the movement, the show, the events, whatever you do know. If you had to describe it in one word, what would it be and why?
One word.
One word that comes to mind to you.
I just say unity, bro.
Why unity?
Unity because, you know, you can't do it by yourself, man. You know, you need someone else with you, bro. You know, like I said, there's no big eyes or little U's. I can't do it by myself. It's a we thing. So
that's what you feel with the movement?
Yeah, and the monkey's right there. You know, he's being happy. But you know, the monkey don't run by himself. He got his crew too, bro.
Exactly.
You know, they all swinging around and shit. Go to Bronx Zoo and check them out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should do. Get high and go Wednesday's free day and Bronx Zoo, go smoke your weed and see the monkey. And they're just chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is a good life, man. They're just chilling.
Nobody ever used that unity.
But you know, they picking each other, picking the bugs out of themselves. They clean each other up. They showing love, man. And that's what New York's about to me, bro.
Bronx Zoo
this is
on
one
Wednesdays. We out.
Wednesday's free, bro. Check it out.
My man Ralph knew about that. My man Ralph know about the mat. He know about all that.
Come get some Happy Monkey and hang out with the crew up there, bro.
Out.
I'll meet you there by the cages, yo.
Thank you for those kind words, brother. Nobody never used that. Nobody never used that unity. And that's what we preach, man. We just want to.
And it means big because, like we just said, you know, the meeting was very, you know, I just met you today. You met him the other day. So if you can feel that from the get, that we doing our job and we appreciate you.
I feel like you guys are family because you know what? I saw your family. I saw your parents come here, bro. I saw your parents struggle. We seen 15, 16 Dominicans in one apartment, you know, to go out when they were going to factory work, to send the kids to school, that they were taking us home with them. And you saw 4 bunk beds in one room in Washington Heights, and there were like 3 bedrooms that you used in the living room. And our brothers in there making big sancocho and then making the rice and beans and everything, and sitting you down. And I'm getting a plate with them, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody eats.
And say, yo, this is how the real deal. This is what Washington Heights was, bro. And what it is now, they're still up there. You know, our Dominican people are still there. You know what I mean? And for us white folks that are still there, we just spread out there a little bit, but they know the real deal, man. And they're the still people that I see when I go up to visit. that they true to their heart, bro. You know what I mean? And that's how it got to be. Everybody just got to be open arms with each other and stop trying to get over and hurt one another, man. Let's do this shit. Let's bring back New York to the real deal, the way it's supposed to be. Police or whatever, you know what I mean?
Whatever,
Police are there just to keep peace, you know? But we take care of our own shit. We got our own street laws. You know, if you fuck up, you step out of bounds, we give you a warning. If not, yo, you're going to pay the price. If you play, you pay. That's the name of the game, bro.
Boom.
All right?
Yo, Mike, man, we feel honored that you took out the time. You bring my brother Steve over there, 171 in the building. We want to thank y'all for stopping by the Boulevard, man, and really gracing us with your presence and letting the people know all the amazing things you guys are doing. Now we need you to let the people know how they could find you.
Oh, the iTunes. Let them know.
Where could they find the documentary, the book? How could they stay up to date with you guys are coming with? For the future.
For me, I'm on Instagram. I just throw all types of shit up there. So I'm under Mike_171. SJK is under SJK_171.
There you go.
You know, we got Jack Star, who is JEC_star, STAR. That's our crew, JMS 171. You know, we've been rolling for over 50 years. Our movie and documentary and book is called Wall Riders. You can find it on iTunes. Or I'll give a secret. You go Red Bull / Wall Riders. Red Bull sponsored me for a while. You know what I'm saying? So right there, Red Bulls. They got me up on their channel on YouTube. So you go Red Bull. Wall Riders. You get to see. They have a couple of commercials of Red Bull, but that's okay. You get to see it for free and keep the money in your pocket to spend it on HappyMunkey, bro. All right? So that's where we at. That's about it.
Wow, man. We appreciate this. This is a good one, guys. I'm sure my man Ralph really enjoyed it. Right, Ralph?
Man, Ralph is
right. Wait. I got something for Ralph. We on camera.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little cannabis.
That's crazy.
Well, we got Mike171. My boy out in San Francisco, he makes his own ink in his bathtub. So this is called Premier Ink. He sells them in bottles. I'd like to recommend highly to support this guy. You got to put the ink in a little bottle, and you see how sloppy you get. It drips and shit, but I made this with my man Ralph, bro. So
that's crazy. Ralph got gifts and all that. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
And to top it off, he's getting the signature book with Taki 183, Henry 161, Steve, Jack, myself, all our boys signed it for the HappyMunkey crew, man. This is for you guys. This is the Bible, the holy grail of graffiti, bro. So you got any questions? Anyone questioning on you? Say you full of shit? Check the book. Go to page 117. See what White Mike says, and that's the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, Your Honor. I take the fifth, and that's it. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, this man gave you the culture from A to Z of New York.
Past, present, and
told
future,
you
baby.
how you know, this New York graffiti culture started and how it got to where it is today. As always, you know, me and Ramon, we know it's tough times out here. It's been a rough year, but we always like to stay positive and optimistic. So you guys all got to remember, you're too blessed to be stressed. Things that get greater later. For now, checking out Vlad, Mike, Ramon. Till the next episode. Peace, love, and happiness, everyone.
What's good, everybody? This is your nigga Ralph, trying to keep you fresh with the info from HappyMunkey every single podcast. You already know what it is. If you haven't followed us yet, follow us on Instagram at HappyMunkey_ or HappyMunkey Goodies. Now remember, that's monkey with a U. Also, if you haven't checked us out, we're on YouTube. So check out our channel, HappyMunkey TV. Keep us current, live, and everything with the culture.